Coming up now, the gold medal match in the men's team recurve. And another cracking lineup here. Korea, the #1 seed, up against Australia, who have been performing very well here in Colombia. Let's take a look at how the two teams came through. Korea very, very strong. A 6-0 victory over a strong French team in the quarterfinals. Australia having a tough one against a very strong USA, coming through 5-4 and 5-3 against that strong Dutch team. Got them through to the final. But Korea, look at that, 6-0, 6-0 en route. Let's welcome the teams out onto the field of play here in Medellin.
Señoras y señores, demos un fuerte aplauso para dar la bienvenida al escenario de finales a los equipos que se enfrentarán por la medalla de oro.
Australia coming out first. Taylor Worth, Ryan Tyack and David Barnes in the lineup for Australia.
En el blanco número 2, representando a Australia, David Barnes, Ryan Tyack, Taylor Worth.
Well, Australia
have
really impressed a lot of the officials here with their performance, and they're going to have to bring their A game in this gold medal match because they are up against, well, the team of the moment: Kim Woo-jin, Lee Shun-young and Lee Woo-seok from Korea.
En el blanco número 1 y representando a Corea, Kim Woo-jin, Lee Shun-young, Lee Woo-seok. El juez de la línea para esta partida, Lance Machado.
So an honorable mention here, the Australian team actually has a bronze medal in this previous Olympics with Taylor Worth and Ryan Tyack, and then their teammate Alec Potts is still in Australia, but they have David Barnes to step in for them. So I think this will be a really strong team against these Koreans.
It's going to be interesting to start, isn't it? Because they need to get a good start against the Koreans, who will shoot first on target 1. And I think we need to confirm whether it's David Barnes or, as the stadium announcer said, David Ibanez.
I do believe it's David Barnes.
I think you're right. Kim Woo-jin kicking us off in this gold medal match and straight down the centre. Women's team from Korea cheering on their compatriots. So 28 of a possible 30. Only Korea, you could possibly say this, might be disappointed with that.
Yes, I would agree. One of my favorite things about the Korean team is this coach that's in the box right now. He is so vocal and loud and supportive of his team, so I think it'll be fun to listen to him to help this team out.
Australia need a 10 here to stay level with the Koreans. Taylor Worth anchoring the team in these first 3 arrows. Clinging on to the 8-9 ring. Mini advantage to Korea. And Kim Woo-jin is back on the shooting line. And there is the coach that you mentioned, Mackenzie. Am I right in thinking that he's actually just come back into coaching the lead team?
Yeah, I believe he took like maybe a year and a half hiatus, but I'm personally happy he's back. He's very entertaining.
He's a very popular character here in the archery family. So 2 10s and a 9 mean that Australia need a maximum of 30 to share the set points. 10s required from the 3 archers. Yeah, a little winch there, gave that one away. So now it's all about process and keeping your confidence high for the next set. Korea will get the points here in the first set of the gold medal match.
Even though they didn't win that set or even tie that set, I think that was really good practice for them to be able to go into this next end really strong, because they are going to be leading in this next end. So I think if they can throw 3 10s down there, they might be able to push Korea a little bit.
Yeah, Korea is so strong. I mean, look at Kim Woo-jin releasing this. Look, the first arrow straight down the middle. I mean, this walk straight out onto the field of play and shoot so accurately, so quickly is phenomenal.
He is a very impressive archer. He shot, I believe, the current almost perfect qualification score of 700 right now. So he's definitely comfortable with shooting 10s.
Yeah, and it's not bad having Lee Woo-suk on your team as well, because the pair of them won individual titles last year as well as team gold medals on the circuit, and it's looking like they are the team to beat this year as well. Judge just waiting for the range to be clear, and as Mackenzie Brown, our expert analyst, the US Olympic archer, said, it's Australia who are trailing, shooting well in the last 3 arrows in the first set. As they trail Korea, they will shoot first in the second set. This for the gold medal at stage 1 of the Hyundai Archery World Cup.
Yes,
10 for Ryan Tyak. Wind's just picked up a little bit.
It's still a really great start from this Australian team to give a little bit of pressure for this Korean team. So I believe the Australians will be hoping that that wind is affecting the Koreans just as much as it is them.
Well, Bo Kondo, as you have referred to it, Mackenzie, a little bit of a pull on the bow as the arrows are released to try and correct the drift. Now the pressure is on Korea. And now the pressure is very seriously on Korea.
It definitely gives a window for the Australian team, and just like I said before, starting out strong is the best way to give your team a boost of confidence, but also push that other team that you're shooting against.
Well, mini advantage to Australia. Another 29 will put this one out of reach.
Liner there. I think that'll be measured by the judge. We can't really see from this angle, so I think that's probably something they'll look at a little closer.
Yeah, just a bit obscured by the other two arrows in the target closer to it. Another bit of a pull at the end there, but a 10 here for Taylor Worth will put the Australians on level set points with Korea. And 9, so doors still open here, but a perfect score required from Korea to share the set points here in the second set of the gold medal match. Well, just like that, the Koreans find themselves in the same position as the Australians. The set has gone away from them, but they still need to maintain their focus and shoot well in preparation for the next set.
So, like I said in the previous match, something to keep in mind for both of these teams is just because you create a lead for yourself does not mean the match is over. To make sure you keep your intensity up, make sure that you're focused on your process, and make sure you're talking to your teammates and keeping everyone encouraged.
Lee Shin-young there finishing things off with a 9, but a 53 out of 60, and Korea have, well, they certainly won't be pleased with that set.
Yeah, I don't think that's quite the score they're looking for. But the Australian team has definitely matched their efforts for sure from that first end.
Yeah, they certainly picked things up, and look at how they've shot through the tournament. In that set, you see the arrows there, those 3 10s right in the middle, and then a couple of drifters, one top left and 2 bottom right.
Yeah, the wind is moving in that direction. It's a headwind that is slightly drifting to the right, so I think maybe just got caught a little off guard with a gust. But I think those top 3 10s are what really helped out that Australian
they've got their
team.
iron, haven't they, the Australians? And boy, they need to have their iron. And you've got to fancy that Korea, whilst disappointed with the previous set, are going to come out with all guns blazing in the next set.
I think so. So now that the sets are tied, Korea will come out first because they chose to go first at the beginning of the match.
Yeah, and here are those 10s from the Aussies. Taylor Worth. No real emotion on his face there. So start of the third set, all tied up between Korea and Australia for the gold medal in the men's team recurve.
So if I'm looking at this field and I'm looking at all the indicators as far as wind goes, I'm not seeing something that would cause a lot of movement in the arrows. I did just look to the left, and we've got some sponsor flags that are closer to the archers. And so a feel may be going into effect where you're feeling more wind and aiming off more, where the arrows aren't being affected because there's not as much wind where the arrows are flying.
Differences in conditions between the shooting line and 70 metres away the target. There's a couple of massive screens at about 50 metres down the range. That will create some differences in the conditions. 28 from Korea has left the door open for a mini advantage for the Australians.
David Barnes being really strong in this match. He is sort of new to this circuit in the last 2 years, but also has a career previous to this. He is definitely a seasoned archer. I would not consider him a new archer, just that he's back onto the World Cup stage after a little bit of life, I think you'd say.
All level here in this set, all level on set point.
I would say that Kim Woo-jin is shooting more nines than we ever have known him to do. So I think this Korean team may be just a little bit confused as to where to aim right now.
Surprised that the Korean team are actually relying on the good form of Lee Seung-young. When we've got Kim Woo-jin and Lee Woo-seok in the team, and it's actually the third team member, with the greatest respect in the world, who's carrying them at the moment.
So Australia needs to come back right here with 2 10s so that they can at least tie this set. And I know that that's what their motives are in these last 2 arrows.
Yeah, there was an opportunity to steal it, but an 8 means they can only draw level, and another 8 means that they've let this set go. Korea will take the 2 set points.
So even though the Koreans may have been upset with that end, the Australians kind of gave it back to them. So yeah, what you were mentioning before about the third teammate, I think it just depends on the day, because any teammate can have a bad day, and that's the whole beauty out of a team round, is that you've got 2 other teammates, and it can be their day, even if it's not your day. You just have to support your team.
Yeah, well, Korea are working as a team here, and have a look at the Korean arrows in that set. You're talking about they don't know where to aim. That's a big spread for Korea.
Definitely a big spread, and it goes all the way around. You do have most of the arrows on the right side of the X, but yeah, not a clear pattern to where they're aiming or where their arrows are going.
Yeah, but as you pointed out, the Korean team may not be happy with that set, but they did come through it, and these 10s, and the smiling Lee Seung-young there is the man in form in the Korean team who's pulling them together. But I'm getting a feeling here, Mackenzie, that Korea are a bit of a sleeping giant, and they might well spring into real life in this set.
Maybe like a napping giant, not quite a sleeping giant, but we'll see how this turns out. If Australia can really throw some 10s down there right now, we might see our second shoot-off of the morning.
They'll need to shoot well. Australia, trailing by 2, will shoot first in the 4th set here in the gold medal match in the men's team recurve.
That's a good way to start right there with Ryan. Okay, Taylor really needs another 10 right here to help his teammate out.
Well, 27, possible 30 means the Koreans have a big opportunity.
Wow. again, anything can happen in this finals field. So we're going to see how his teammates help him out. Kim Woo-jin with an uncharacteristic 8 there. Again, on what we would call the pro side, on the stronger side of the wind.
Well, you can see how much it means. Teammates all around in the crowd supporting them. 10 for a mini advantage halfway through the 4th set for Korea. Pulled that one to adjust at the end, gets a 9, all level. 3 more arrows for the Australians.
A little bit longer of a hold there from Ryan, but when you look at this Korean team with the set points, they only need a tie.
Yep.
So again, it doesn't have to be perfect, but I feel like this Australian team's going to fight till the very end.
54 possible with a 10 from Taylor Worth.
Seemed happy with that shot.
A big cheer for the Koreans from the Korean contingent. Kim Woo-jin to shoot potentially his final arrow here.
So they just need 2 more 9s to be able to take this match.
And they were on for a potential 57, and now 56, but it will require 2 10s to get that. But they've got breathing room, haven't they? It's enough. 9 will draw them level and give them 1 set point, a target score of 5 set points to win gold. And he gets the 9 he's required to draw level in the 4th set, and Korea share the points in the 4th set, and it's enough to take them to gold in Medellin. Handshakes all around between the 2 teams. Australia, well, I was told are looking very, very strong to get to the gold medal match. They've obviously performed very well. But Koreans opened the door a little bit. Given their very, very high standards normally, they weren't shooting as well as they normally do.
Yeah, I mean, a 54 for the last end, I think, is extremely beatable. So they definitely could have taken this to a shoot-off. There's definitely some wind out there that we're not seeing. There's some trouble that they're having down there. But this could have definitely turned the other way.
Well, there they are celebrating their gold medal. A lot of the teammates in the crowd. Kim Woo-jin, Lee Seung-yeon, and Lee Woo-suk have taken gold at stage 1 of the Hyundai Archery World Cup here in Medellin, Colombia, in the men's team recurve.